Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video. Welcome back to Challenger Spectates. So we return on North America because again, I want to see if there's any server differences or anything like that. And I will say, I did have a list of 3 champions that I'm looking for, and we've already done Jace. Which was a good game actually. My other 2 are Anivia, as you can see, and Syndra. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to get Syndra because nobody is playing it right now. Like, I've scoured the Challenger list and there's no recent games of Syndra to download as a replay file. So we might have to change that option for the 3rd game, which again, you'll see it in the next couple of days. We're with Anivia. This person is an Anivia Main on Challenger. Again, I'm a naive person when it comes to if there's anyone like known in these games. Like, this person over here, this could be an Echo Fox player. I have heard of Cody's sons. Actually, that might be the Echo Fox bot lane. I think that might be. And then over here, I don't know if TSM PLC. No idea. That could be a sub. That could be someone's Smurf. No idea. But anyway, this person is, again, a Challenger Smurf. It looked like on their account that they were basically a Challenger main, and if they didn't play Anivia, they played support. So really like a big Challenger player. Running teleport, by the way, so is the Malzahar. So again, that actually puts me in a kind of cool perspective, because this is actually similar to me. Because I love teleport, as you guys know. Like, I love teleport pretty too much. And it's very rare for other mid laners really to take teleport. But this person's doing it on Anivia like I do. So it's going to be kind of like a direct comparison. So anyway, Malzahar comes a little bit too close. Doesn't actually get hit by the stun though. Elo and Farm both get 5 at the first wave. And as for the team comps, you've got Yasuo versus Mundo, you've got Gragas versus Camille, obviously Anivia versus Malzahar, Jhin, Rakan versus Varus and Nami. So these are also 2 champions that I've played obviously a fair amount of, Anivia and a Malz. A lot of cancelled auto attacks happening there, good stun, good damage. So what I would want to see mainly is, again, in lane, I don't think either of these champions have advantage. I'd say the only slight advantage is the Malzahar, as you can see here, has probably pushing advantage when it comes to relation with pushing and mana use. Anivia's mana use is so incredibly high that if you're using that to push the wave, you're going to go very quick. But that is also why I've always loved teleport on Anivia, because you go from pushing, go back and buy, teleport back, and you're back with having full pressure. You can see clearly, though, that as for who's got the dominance in the lane, you know, which one is making the other one kind of be a bit more careful and walk back, the Anivia actually does have lane dominance. You can see that the Malzahar is on the back foot more than the Anivia is, and honestly, that's pretty odd. Meanwhile, First Blood happens in top lane. Yasuo gets a First Blood on the Mundo, which again shouldn't really happen, especially that Yasuo is running teleport, not ignite. And again, okay, so this is the 2nd episode that we're running, or we're doing Challenger versus EU. Another difference that I guess we can say out there outright. In EU, I've basically, you know, I would be very confident to say that in Europe, that Yasuo would be running ignite, where in North America, he's running teleport. So, yeah. Gragas going for a bot lane gank. Wouldn't be surprised if Anivia heads back pretty soon. Anyway, let's watch this while nothing's happening in mid lane. Jhin going to go for the final little dink. Does manage to get it. One person dies in the bot lane. And again, that's a barcode name. We don't know, you know, anything about that. And by the way, if you guys don't know the history of barcode names, again, there's a couple histories about them. There's a couple myths about them. Barcode names basically used to be, and the reason why they came to be, was to stop people looking up your profile when there wasn't automatic lookup. So before, like, op.gg has that function that you put your own summoner name in, you click search and everybody comes in your game, that wasn't a thing back in the day. You actually had to manually look up everybody's profile individually. So if you was a barcode, well, you don't know if that's a 1 or an I. We'll say something in a second. But you don't know if that's a 1 or an I or an L, so you never could look up those people, therefore they're a bit more secretive. But let's just kind of point out something, and again, I love when this happens in these type of videos. Challenger, best of the players on North America. What just happened? Camille just died to jungle creeps. It happens. Like, again, this is why whenever people say about mistakes, even in my games in Diamond, I laugh, because it's solo queue. So many people make mistakes all the time. All right, so just to make something clear, and again, this Anivia will 100% know, your W as an Anivia counts to displacing somebody. In reality, getting rid of Malzahar passive. If you land it on the right way, you can get rid of Malzahar passive just by pressing your wall. And a lot of people don't realize that, and that's why you'll see this Anivia probably when he has passive up wall, then use his ultimate or then use his Q, because you get rid of it for free. So nearly level 6, that is when the Anivia, honestly, in my opinion, could start to take over the lane a little bit more, because ultimate on Anivia is such a big deal. It's very hard to farm an Anivia pre-level 6. Anyway, here we go. There could be a play happening. Anivia's just waiting. Does get level 6 herself. Probably going to put ultimate down because the wave is building a little bit. Or she's not. She's putting it to the side. Again, this is something that I don't do myself that often. She puts it to the side. And basically what that does is slow down the minion wave. So now the enemy mini wave is a little bit more in her territory. And that's probably what she wanted. 2 control wards in this bush. Malzahar has dominance right now. So Anivia, in my opinion, probably would want to push that and maybe have pressure. But as you can see, her mana use has been so ridiculously high, she has to go back again. And again, she's already used teleport, so she has to buy and run back. So this is very interesting. Again, because of the mana use, she's using that, by the way, to stack the tier a little bit more. So she buys tier, she has a Doran's Ring, she buys a Dark Seal with no potions, and also a Sapphire Crystal. So this is a crazy amount of mana happening here. More than I probably would ever buy in my early game. Like, I might buy these items, but maybe not in this order or not in this priority. Because, yeah, now Anivia's got 1,400 mana. That's a lot. So, again, that helps the Anivia stay in lane and actually farm, which obviously she wants to do. And, again, that is something that I personally struggle with. And you can... Okay, here, look. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I have never done that before, or maybe never even seen that. Wow, did you guys see that? She walled the minions and blocked their access point. Wow, okay. Again, Gragas, I'll explain why she did that in a second. Gragas hopefully can get to the Camille. Anivia coming down to try and help. She is probably going to pick up 1 kill at least. She is going to try and get that red buff, which she does get, and that's 100% worth taking because you take it away from the Malzahar that was about to take it anyway. So honestly, not bad. It was a trade. You also keep the buff. You then also have lane dominance. But as you can see, like I've mentioned before, oh, red buff. I don't know what the Malzahar's doing here. No idea why he positioned that way. He's going to start walking away, I'd imagine. The good wool by the Anivia. So you can tell, very clean mechanics. Very good Anivia player. But over here, let's kind of just talk about this. Blocked those, blocked it here. It's, again, like I said earlier, it's about free farming in a safe way. And if she clumps up the minions in this location, well, she's always safe. So if ever you're in a situation as Anivia, and this is the caveat, if ever you're getting frozen, that the enemy team is holding your minions, you're like, oh god, how am I going to break this? Do that trick! Like, if there's no minions to bounce off the other ones, the enemy minions will always push. So if you wall that and stand here, for as long as your wall is up, which is 5 seconds, it gives time for the minions to reset. That is so smart. It's unreal. I've never seen that before. That, like, honestly, this challenge, I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people. I'm not trying to overhype it. We're 8 minutes in, and I'm already really satisfied I've watched this game. Just for that little thing. And again, this is where the higher rating you go, the less you've got to improve. But that to me, that's not even me about improving. Do you know what just happened? I just learned something. I haven't learned things in a while in League, and that's why I love doing this series now, is because I don't learn much anymore in League, because I'm not actively looking to learn, but these Challenger Spectate videos is all about learning. Oh, it's great. That was awesome. Alright, Camille just walking, like, without a care in the world, gets stunned, that damage. Unfortunately, a little bit late on the wall, but again, you can see a lot of damage coming up by the Anivia, and just remind everybody, she has got no damage items as itself. She has gone for pure, I'm an Anivia, I need to farm well, have mana in lane phase, tier, Doran's Ring, Dark Seal, which again, if you're wondering why Dark Seal without any potions, again, it gives 100 mana. It gives 100 raw mana and a little bit of ability power. That's why she's got it. And then also she's got a Catalyst. So she's going the standard build, which is the Rod of Ages and Seraph's Embrace. It's the standard Anivia build. It's tried and tested. It's very, very good. Arguably her best build of all time. Meanwhile, Yasuo does kill Mundo again, and the enemy bot lane gets another kill. So again, this game is going pretty well. Anivia of all champions is something that normally doesn't roam. is looking for roam, is going to pick up a kill. Nice W by the Jhin, holding the Nami still. And again, Anivia isn't a champion that normally roams. So let's just add up what this Anivia is doing well. She's controlled a lane fairly well. She's built up a lot of mana in the early game, which gives her an okay lane phase. She's now 3-0, so she's doing well in kills. She's roamed, and she's ahead on farm. So this is, to me, is like just a great example of a very good Anivia player. And like, again, as for decision-making and mechanics, really good. Again, I don't know who this person is, but yeah, as for an Anivia, very, very good. Malzahar, by the way, is running Tia. Looks to be building straight into a Luden's... No, what would that be? Well, is he building into a Xerath's as well? Archangel Staff into a Xerath's? Potentially. I've never really seen people do that on Malzahar. But yeah, how is this game going to go? So what each team wants to do... This team over here, they want to pick people. They've got Mundo Slow, they've got Camille ult, they've got Malzahar ult, they've got Nami Wave, they've got Varus ultimate, all about holding people still or slowing them. That's what all that enemy team is about. The opposite is team fights. Well, actually a little bit of picks as well, but mainly team fight sieging is what we could say. Going for towers together and making like, you know, hey, you guys have to engage on us because we've got Jhin that can do a lot of damage, who's relatively safe from range, who also can throw his ultimate from range. We've got Anivia that can block you off and obviously hold you with his ultimate. Mundo actually gets a kill on the Yasuo. The Anivia made the decision there to do that dragon. They should be roaming bot lane, I'd imagine. Root comes down. Enemy team should know they're in trouble because the dragon just got killed. All Anivia should be looking to do is throw her ultimate down for a slow. Varus is going to get killed over there. A lot of damage coming out. Teleport got cancelled. Lost hit by the Jhin. Anivia gets an assist. And that's about it. So they get Dragon. She gets an assist. Another kill for a Jhin. Overall good situation. Again, that's a lane that on farm the Jhin is actually losing. And meanwhile, the Anivia's roamed quite a bit for... And again, like I said, an Anivia, they don't normally roam. She's still ahead on farm. So she's got way more pressure. And she's doing quite well. So apparently Gragas is that health because he has used Thingy. Don't know what that Nami was doing. 100% easy kill for the Anivia. So again, a lot of free kills, which again, you wouldn't expect for Challenger people to be making these basic mistakes, giving an Anivia situation to kill you for free, but they are. So yeah, they're now going to go for the mid lane tower. The Gragas is in some trouble. Anivia should be over there to protect her. She does get up the kill. Unfortunately, is and potentially use the wrong order of spells. Mundo is now going to come on over. This is a little bit of an odd situation to be in, and Anivia egg is probably going to be happening, or not. All of them should be focusing the Mundo. He does manage to use both summoners to survive. W comes down, which roots. Again, this is an Anivia, and as you can see, when Anivia she don't do anything. Does have teleport up, by the way, so potentially should have actually gone back a few more seconds when they had mana, and then teleported back in, and that may have been better. Using her ultimate a little bit just to get these final little bit of minions. Hopefully he can get that cannon, but it might die to the tower. So there's that situation. Yasuo trading a little bit with the Mundo again. I'm not a massive fan of people playing solo queue Yasuo. Again, even in Challenger, I think it's more of a pain and a negative thing than a positive thing on the average. Because it's a couple things. You could be a great Yasuo player, but Yasuo is what I call a magnet champion. That the enemy team wants to kill you for a couple of reasons. One, of all champions, it's relatively easy to kill a Yasuo because a lot of the time they go all in or they overextend. And secondly, this is where some people may not like what I say, but as for a stereotype, a lot of the Yasuo mains or players tilt really easily. So if you kind of just farm them, camp them, beat them, not a very good solo queue champ. Anyway, build is interesting me. So again, like I mentioned, is the enemy team is a lot about CC, rooting people. Look at Anivia's boot choice. So she's got Mercury treads. So she's basically just kind of going, I can carry with my utility, and I've got decent damage with my items. I don't need sorcery boots. I'm going to have Mercury treads just to make sure I'm okay, and I can actually survive. Again, you can have all the damage in the world, but if you get CC'd and just get killed by getting CC'd, well, it doesn't matter how much damage you got because you're not doing any. So that's probably the mentality there. Alright, so probably just continue the push. Rift Herald is being done by the Gragas. My team, or the Anivia's team, probably want this mid lane a lot. Anivia is looking just to zone a little bit. They're not going to be picking up on this wave at least. Again, Malzahar very good at defending towers because it's the kind of double. He can silence you out of position. Anivia's doing that trick again. It wasn't as effective this time. She mucked it up a little bit. But it's to get the minions pushing into her side so she's completely safe to farm. God, I love that, man. So they do pick up Rift Herald. Meanwhile, Yasuo does die in top lane in a 2v1. They're probably going to use Rift Herald in mid lane, which they already are. Again, they want to break that mid lane tower because it is pretty damn important. Malzahar gets a little bit of a kiss from Jin, you could say, a little bit of damage. Rakan coming in a bit early, but it doesn't really matter. Could just be a little bit careful. If, you know, Malzahar was there, flash ultimate, that could have been a dead Rakan. Meanwhile, Varus stayed in bot lane, gets that tower, but top lane tower also does go down. So again, gold, pretty even. Little slight kill advantage by red team, but as for everything else, pretty damn close. Yasuo is struggling a little bit now, even though he's got the executioners, like I mentioned to you guys. Even though, yes, technically Grievous Wounds is a counter to Mundo's healing, it doesn't actually affect him in that bad of a way anymore, because Mundo is just that strong. And again, I think Mundo is borderline overpowered right now, and again, I am slightly concerned because they are buffing tanks. So if Mundo is strong now, borderline overpowered, how strong is he going to be when tanks are stronger, when tank items are stronger? Maybe ridiculous, to be honest. But again, I want to see sieging. I want to see grouping, because again, even if you could add the point more, one thing that we didn't even mention with the strength of this team grouping is Yasuo Windwall. You know, if Varus goes for a play and tries to Windwall, tries to ult somebody, if Nami ultimate comes down, well, Yasuo can Windwall both of those things. So that is also a benefit to the red team grouping and sieging. As for Dragon, one's up in 50 seconds. It is an Infernal, so this could be a big situation happening in a couple minutes. Or in the less than a couple minutes. Anivia and Malzahar. So I'd say Anivia has slight advantage in this matchup now. Really nice route. Okay, good wall. That basically forced the flash by Malzahar. And again, as for timing, you could argue that's very good timing. Meanwhile, they are focusing the Yasuo in top lane. Which again, you've got to question kind of why. Because again, she's now very low health. Gragas hopefully will get the kill. But even if he doesn't, if the Gragas was in top lane and actually was in bot lane, Dragon's up in 20 seconds. Camille isn't going to get back in 20 seconds. That's a free Inferno Dragon. So I would question why Camille is even in top lane at this time right now. Again, that's just me. Anyway, a play potentially happening now. Again, Anivia's looking for a stun, as you can see. And Gragas potentially could go... Oh! Where's some backup? Missing the root. Varus apparently has no flash. Oh, he does, but he used it very late. There's the wave. Ultimate comes down by Malzahar. Incredibly low health on the Varus there. Yasuo finally teleporting in. Lovely lovely wall by the Anivia. Yasuo gets bubbled straight after his teleport. He is going to look for potentially something. Not going to get anything. Jin W is a little bit too late. They might try to get the Mundo here, because he's standing in a Anivia wall. He's the Anivia wall delays him even more getting to safety. So they do pick up that Mundo. They are going to go for a tier 2. Probably do this, then head on over to the Infernal. Really good stun, really good route. That is also a dead Varus. So this Anivia, and what is kind of weirding me out, is she is doing a surprising amount just with her Q. Of, like, she is just landing her Q. And that it's a two-way street, that, right? Is either she's doing it at the perfect time, and she's just doing really well with, like, hitting that Q. Remember, it is one of the slowest skill shots in the game. So to me, it's more that, you know, challenger opponents are just getting hit by that Q. That is surprising to me, because I wouldn't have thought that they would get hit as much as they are. And again, obviously, Varus as a champion, you can't really dodge it because he's got no mobility, but then you've got to question, why is he there? Why is he positioned in the way that he is to put himself at that risk? That's what you've got to ask. Anyway, a massive wave has formed in the top lane right now. So this is where, as a team, the sieging should begin, is what I'm thinking. Massive wave. It's going to definitely force at least one of the enemy team to go sort that out. Group in the mid lane or something, and then do something else. Anyway, Camille gets a pick on the enemy AD carry on the Jhin, and she does get away. Okay. Meanwhile, my throat is dying even more. So sadly, no grouping has been had. Like I said, it was definitely going to force somebody on the enemy team to go sort that out. It does. You get the Varus in top lane. But that's it. They trade a Jhin for a Mundo, basically. Anivia potentially caught out a little bit. Nami ultimate coming down. All she needs to do is wall. and she'd be completely safe. But looking not to do that yet. Maybe she was looking to wall somebody in with her rather than wall them out. Maybe. But yeah, Varus is split pushing. And it goes back to the norm. So again, you could say that there is a lot of farm. And again, it's a comparison between like last game, I think, and this game. The Jace episode wasn't much farm. This game, well, Anivia's broken 200 farm at 20 minutes. That is a, what, 10 farm a minute average. When, again, everybody considers like 6 or 7 farm a minute pretty damn good. So again, very good farmer on Anivia. And again, Anivia's not a hard champion to farm on. Does get caught there. Potentially they can make something of it. Anivia's an egg right now. Jinult coming down, looking to pick people off. Does get one very close. Anivia managed to survive straight away. Camille going for an all-in. Does manage to keep on surviving. Does go down eventually, but that wasn't worth for the Camille doing. That is 3 dead opponents, and now Baron has just spawned. Gragas doesn't have a smite, but they don't have a Camille. This is probably a Baron. And yeah, so again, that Camille play, that Anivia play, being in that bush, you could argue probably wasn't a great idea, but it worked out. And again, also worth noting her build, QSS. Again, sometimes, like I've said before, it's not about doing the most damage possible. It's doing the most damage you possibly can do while being safe, while being useful. And Anivia, if she just gets CC'd by a Malzahar, well, she's not useful anymore because she's just CC'd. So even on Anivia, that item only builds into an AD carry item, the Scimitar, she's still buying it. And I will actually say, I actually, in the back of my mind, don't know why there isn't an AP equivalent of QSS. Like, obviously, there's Mikhail's, but that's a support equivalent. Why doesn't QSS build into an AP item as well? I've never known why they've chosen not to do that, because to me, it's a bit silly that there isn't. But, you know, that's just the way that it is. Because, again, remember, Cleanse doesn't do anything to Malzahar Ultimate. Cleanse doesn't do anything to Warwick Ultimate. Those are suppressions, and Cleanse does not get rid of suppressions. The only thing that does is QSS and Mikhail's. So, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Mikhail's does. Anyway, just to point out, going in thought process, she just got caught by waiting in a bush. She got caught. She's now doing it again, but this time it's in enemy territory. Is that good? I don't know. Again, we do want to see grouping happening with the siege. That's what I've been waiting to see this whole game. They're waiting in bushes. They've got 0 vision on Baron. Nami gets caught out instantly. Again, too risky, man. You can see Camille is waiting in top side. Engage happening on the Varus, who's got no mobility. Last hit. They are going to try. Really nice wall. But again, your wall sometimes can work against you. For some reason, you've got a split pushing Camille. I've got no idea what's going on there. And now the enemy team could just simply walk in the base and get a free inhibitor. So again, maybe some rage is happening by the Camille, because if that's the case, well then that's very similar with EU West. We'll see if does she remain in top lane, because if she remains in top lane, they're just going to keep going. They are choosing to keep going, by the way, and again, they've got a very good siege. Can they get one tower? Anivia gets another lockdown with her ultimate. Camille going straight on one of the carries. Anivia ultimate comes down on top of them. Camille goes down because she's gone full squish build. Mundo trying to be a distraction. He is going to go down too. And Varus ultimate, there's the QSS that we talked about, and that's a surrender though. Wow! Holy moly! So again, this has been a great example of a very solid Anivia player. Like, again, just even that little trick that we saw over here with walling this and standing here, I think that's amazing. But yeah, just very solid. Great decisions, great stuns, good wall placement. And again, it's not all about like just simply winning your lane. Like, did Anivia really win her lane? Like, crazy amounts? Not crazy amounts. She just did well. And then that just translated and now to ending 7-1-10. Very, very decent score. The only time she died was in this situation over here, I think. So, yeah, honestly, very good. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw a like on it, subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys next time.